Just a nod. Just a nod for now. I'll bow my head and plant a seed. Just a smile. Just a smile for now. I'll bathe the flower in sunlight and watch her reach out. Just a kiss. Just a kiss for now. I'll brush my lips against the petals, close my eyes and tilt my head for a taste of sweet nectar. Just a fuck. Just a fuck for now. I'll pick a fruit and bite firmly. Let the juices run down my chin, thinking of nothing but the harvest, using mechanical aids if necessary to increase the yield. Just nothing. Just nothing for now. I'll let the earth lie fallow and plant no more this season, but be content with birdsong and the buzzing of the hives as notes are compared. Responsible girl farming for a sustainable future. Thank you. I hate you, and I wish you were dead. Rather, I wished you were dead. But an angel appeared and showed me a world in which you no longer existed, and I was obliged to pretend I was sorry about it. So I wished again for you to live, with the consequences of being a stupid piece of shit. The angel explained that it was invested with such power that it could manipulate the universe's relationship with cause and effect, but not its fundamental nature. So I showed it a fundamental shortcut. The 10th generation bypass goes directly from first to second. Let those who are without sin tuck their little ones into bed, safe in the knowledge that they are protected from the sin that their parents are without. Before I released the angel to go pin dancing with its workmates, I had it drop me at a morally bankrupt bookie's. And that's why I have a big house, and you have dead children. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The Apology Song by me, Byron. I'd like to sing the apology song, but it's very complicated and it's really, really long. The real reason not to sing apology songs is I'm not really sorry at all. Though I know what I did to you wasn't very nice, I'm glad I did it once and I'd probably do it twice. Then I'd do it all again and I'd gladly pay the price, for I'm not really sorry at all. The thought of saying sorry makes me want to squirm and fidget, and a letter of apology would truly bore me rigid. So you can spin around on my extended middle digit, for I'm not really sorry at all. Thank you. There is a doll upon the shelf. Her delicate porcelain features are a study in fragile beauty. But much more than that, this doll has a soul. Her eyes are alive with thought, with feeling and desire. She is beautiful, too beautiful for these unworthy hands to touch. I will leave her where she is and be content to admire her from a distance. But somehow, she is already in my hands, and I will not let her go. But I will promise to be gentle with her. I would take her in my arms and tell her my secrets, and listen as she tells me hers. I will take her to all the finest tea parties, and afterwards I will take her home and look up her dress to satisfy my curiosity. What happy playmates we will be. And after a while, I will begin to play roughly with her, and sometimes not at all. At last, she will be so heavy in my hand that I will put her back on the shelf and leave her there, perhaps all the more beautiful for having been played with, perhaps not. Either way, she will no longer be my doll, and I will walk away, leaving her for others to admire. I'm sure someone can reattach her head. I wanted revenge on you, so I fucked your mother. But instead of animalistic moans of angst and ecstasy as she abandoned herself to lust and betrayal, she responded to my relentless thrusting with appreciative sighs, as though we were partners in the warmest act of Christian charity. She told me you would be pleased that I had given her a few moments of happiness, and afterwards made me a sandwich with the crusts cut off. Undeterred, I decided that my revenge would be a furious tribute to wild justice. So I set fire to your car and smiled to myself in a darkened alley as I watched it burn. The insurance money, which came through immediately, paid for a brand new car with change left for 50 raffle tickets, which won you a new computer, which you donated to the local primary school. Incandescent with rage, I suddenly remembered that revenge is a dish best served cold. And I chuckled to myself as I gathered a supply of food and hid in the attic above your bedroom, waiting for the right moment to drop down at the foot of your bed and push you over the edge of madness. 3 months later, a terrified old lady explained between gasping sobs that you had moved out weeks ago and left no forwarding address. All hope lost, I despaired, until I realized that the best revenge is living well. So I dined upon oysters and caviar, bought a new tailored suit, soaked for an hour in a scented bubble bath, and fucked your mother again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. She pulls her wet mouth back from mine and asks with a coy, mischievous smile, "Do you know what I like?" What a strange question. The answer is staring her right in the face. Picking up handsome poets in bars and dragging them back to your apartment to pleasure you sexually, I presume. She tilts her head to one side and shakes it playfully. What then? Spit it out, woman. I have things to do. I like it rough, she whispers. Will you be rough with me? Ah, I see. One of those. I've read about this sort of thing. Not my usual style, but I'm a quick study and skilled in improvisation. Silently nodding my assent, I take a fleshy part of her tricep between forefinger and thumb and squeeze with all of my strength. Until she breaks away, shrieking, "Ow! Not like that, you moron! It's a game, understand?" I do. It's been many years since I played so roughly, but one never forgets how. Grasping her shoulders with harsh, unyielding hands, I pull her towards me and force my lips against hers, grating our teeth together as I devour her face from the inside out. A muffled coo of pleasure tells me I am on the right track. Excellent. Now for the rough stuff. I slowly tease her right arm away from my lower front and grip her wrist in both hands. My eyes are fearsome to behold as I twist my powerful claws in opposite directions, commanding her to submit. Ow, 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 stop it, ow, ow. She struggles, but I am tenderly unrelenting. That doesn't sound like submission to me, I advise her playfully. Pulling free while my guard is down. Not a mistake I'll make twice, my delectable adversary. She exclaims, "Jesus, you just don't get it, do you? It's not about actual physical pain. Just be a bit rough, a little bit cruel with me." I am confused. a lone soldier lost in a foreign land. Her saucy smile returns, and she says, "You know, be exciting, creative." And now I am back in familiar territory, itching to be a bit rough, a little bit cruel, exciting, creative. I shove her back onto the couch, and she stretches out her body, waiting for my next move. Looking around the living room, I swiftly catalogue the resources at my disposal and make it. With a passionate grunt, I erotically overturn the heavily laden coffee table and salvage a sturdy cast iron statuette from the wreckage. Hefting it thoughtfully, I glance at the couch behind me. Now huddled up at one end, she stares at me, eyes wide, paralyzed by ecstasy. Pace yourself, my dear. We've barely begun. Taking my improvised club in hand, I turn towards a glass-fronted cabinet, which holds a chambermaid's ransom in fragile, tacky treasures. Making short work of the doors, I attend to the dozens of cheap wine glasses and faux crystal unicorns. Smashing out the rhythm and very nearly the melody of Tchaikovsky's Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. Cruel, exciting, and certainly creative, but not quite yet a masterpiece of mad, sadistic excess. For a final flourish, I toss the statuette aside, as my hand closes on a photograph of a solid, sour-faced woman of middle years, who I suspect and fear is the girl's mother. Tearing her squinting visage from the wooden frame, I rip it into pieces with furious fingers and teeth, showering the couch with a spray of bestial spittle and shredded mum. Exhausted but proud, I bow my head and gauge my audience's reaction. She admires the orgy of destruction I have left in my wake, drags herself up from the couch, grabs the statuette in both hands, and hurls herself towards me, screaming bloody murder. Hardly what I'd call creative. Ladies and gentlemen, I remain Byron Bard. It's been my pleasure. Thank you.